we sit as the national executive, then deliberate on the issue, not just general members of the union, some who haven't been affiliating to the union since time immemorial. We say no to that. Then again, there are some other people, the political community, we urge them not to interfere with our union structures. We are well able to deal with that on our own. So the guys like the so-called Chirao from the University of Zimbabwe and Tubo should stop causing confusion at the University of Zimbabwe. We know how to deal with our structures. We are intellectuals and we know what we will do. Let them be. We therefore disband them today from interfering with our structures. Then the other thing, there's a connection with the so-called self-that campaign, which is most active on WhatsApp and anywhere else. We do not have such a connection. We are a union of integrity, registered with the Zimbabwe Council, and we affiliated ideology. We have a good ways with Zimbabwe and Zelewako Trust, a special affiliate to Zelewako, and not this unregistered organization. Okay.
Okay. On the other hand, as the National Secretary General and the most senior member in the Harare province, I would like to also note that the self-proclaimed Secretary General, the 27-year-old George Makonese, suffers from academic kwashioka as he failed to finish a 3-year Bachelor of Arts degree at UZ since 2010, and he was deregistered with the university. He is rather paved the way for his bedroom sweetheart to take over the union. However, as the ZICOSU National Executive, we want to remind those two rogue elements that student activism is not sexually transmitted, and that you should focus on registering in our structures as he please. As our motto emphasizes, is our birthright. The same goes with Clonius Majoni, who is not an SRC member at the University of Zimbabwe. He was expelled, and the Dean of Students, Dr. Madambi, is aware that Mr. Majoni was expelled on disciplinary cases. He was also expelled last year from the Zimbabwe Congress of Students Union as well. We would like also to note that Comrade Chirau should not cause confusion at the University of Zimbabwe like that he did during the primary elections at Harare East, whereby he took students to go and read the elections, not in support of Comrade Terence Mkupe. He went there at Highlands, he went at Greendale with some students in a bid to rig the elections so that Mr. Mkupe Honorable Mkupe could not win the elections. We as ZICOSU, we want to distance ourselves from such cadres as Chelai Chirao. Thank you.
Okay. As I take over as the National Secretary for Social Welfare, I just want to warn the so-called Comrade Majida, who is displaying crash and myopic politics to our giant organization, ZICOSU. This type of politics is not for also, this post by the name the second VP doesn't exist in our constitution. And Ngara Lovejoy is just an empty vessel who is wasting his time to fight with our president, Comrade Tonderai Shumba. Now, let me articulate the State of the Union address. That's our main agenda is Zimbabwe Congress of Students Union. As the ZICOSU, we are well informed about the challenges that are being faced by various students countrywide. We therefore have a historic role to play in defense of the people that sent us to represent them, like our structures. We don't have delegated authority, but we are constitutionally elected. So we've got a mandate in the role to play. Second point, Harare Polytechnic, amongst other higher tertiary learning institutions, drove some students off the campus and granted them a discontinuity for them simply because they don't meet their expected enrollment after a year of studies. As ZICOSU, we are not happy about such situation to our fellow members. Some of our students are failing to continue with the pursuit of their studies due to financial constraints. The fees, especially at university level, are quite exorbitant. We therefore appeal to the Ministry of Higher and Tertiary Education, Science and Technology Development that there be a payment plans which will see students completing studies within the designed time frame. The payment plan is a solution to our students who are facing these challenges because the cadetship program no longer exists. As a union with the students at heart, we are currently engaged with the corporate world and well wishers to assist us to come up with the ZICOSU Student Charity Fund so that we help pay fees for the less privileged. This is quite viable, especially in Masvingo province. And the charity fund was introduced in 2013, and up to date, it has assisted quite a number of students. I thank you.
As the National Secretary General again, as a former UZSRC president, I would like to note that the UZ chapter is under the leadership of Valentine Masaiti, who's also the SRC vice president at the University of Zimbabwe, and not the so-called Chidembo or Chidembo. I do not know what he calls himself. Valentine Masaiti is the president of ZICOSU branch at the University of Zimbabwe, as well as the vice president of the SRC. Thank you.
However, I am worried by the barbaric behavior of our so-called learned professor, Jonathan Moyo, who's spending much of his time on Twitter rather than articulating students' issues. I'm worried that a lot of students dropped out of college, especially Harare Poly, Lovedia, Blawai Polytechnic. As the national president of ZICOSU, I appeal to the national president of the Republic of Zimbabwe, who is our chancellor, Comrade Robert Gabriel Mugabe, to remove Jonathan Moyo from the Ministry of Tertiary Education. Probably we could create a new ministry for him, Ministry of Twitter and social media.
Jonathan Moyo should join his colleague Babajuba. Probably he will reap the fruits of fame.
His second personality.
Otherwise, being a tweeting professor doesn't mean anything to the students' issues. It's very unfortunate to the students' community.
Manchela was evil, but Jonathan Moyo is more evil. Manchela would tolerate students whenever she wants, but Jonathan Moyo hardly around students. Any agenda yake pusha that you all know. Is the same agents bend on strains and pay within with these SAO colleagues state that
as the National Political Commissar, I want to declare this today that the dismissal of Twitter and Comrade T. Mashambo from the National Executive is now and void. That cannot be done by mere branch members or charter members. The National Executive cannot be imposed on by these little branches. They can only make recommendations, and the National Executive will sit on it. And the political commissar, who is myself, will be the head of that, will chair that meeting and deliberate with the assistance of the Vice President after we make recommendations are made and we see it fit to deliberate on such. And as such, we are telling you today that Tony Tower is still the national president of the Zimbabwe Congress of Students' Union, and Comrade National Mashambo is the Secretary General of the Union. I thank you.
Lastly, fellow comrades, I urge you to pray for me and my Secretary General. There are some members within the systems who are bent for our heads. Akazungusha ipao, Mungu zoti takataura. Kuna wadamsuru wetu.
Those are the vice president, and we do not know their intentions, but what we know for sure, they are trying to control the youth, because some of them, they do not have the youth at heart. As ZICOSU, we are going to stand for the students, and we will not change our motto. Education is our birthright. We will do anything within our reach to make students enjoy their educational lives. Thank you.
Two questions, one directed to Home and Safety, and the other one to Stabilize now. First of all, there are reports which say that ZICOSU student for $1,000 which has meant for the students. I want to know your response to that. Also, I think 2 weeks ago, there were some colleagues here who said that Mr. Stabilize now were known for sexually abusing female students in various campuses.
Let me answer all the answers to your first. I want to make it very clear that all the allegations that were made against us, they are false. If you can allow me, while this is making his own statement, let me go in my bag and I want to fetch my student ID. I believe they said I'm not a student, I'm a student with the University of Zimbabwe. I'm doing my master's in sociology and anthropology at time. As I leave this press conference right now, I'm going to a lecture at the university. If they want to make any verifications, they should go to the academic registry at the University of Zimbabwe.
Okay, Jambaya, as you know, sexual allegations. My former vice president last year also said that took up this Raskara. I think Alanga Milire some charges police, media. If there's ever or anybody whom we ever harassed or sexually harassed, my police are in Boba Central, visit one of the police post or in that could be police. So let them go and report and put a harass. What of that middle just wants in a shop and Shabbat meet and the Sakawa harass. And the men of reputation and integrity, which says, I think that's pretty much my womb. Still, I cannot shoot this and there's no such thing as going to good publicity. Publicity is publicity. And lastly, I'm not the Ministry of Education and it's not my business and no pattern. And I'm not going to pass marry. Character abuser, you will not no problem. And how can I do it for 40,000? Then that is not seen by some common work that then I appeal. But that is not wrong. See, those are lies. One of doctor should be a mistake.
Comrade Zawaj Majda, please stop misinforming the nation. This is my current idea at the University of Zimbabwe, 2015 to 2016. And I record that this year is 2016, it's not 2017. I'm still a student at the University of Zimbabwe, and I'm aware that you graduated last year. You are no longer a student, and any of the purposes that you are serving, they do not have students at heart. I will continue serving the students as much as I can do. Thank you very much.
Another question.
Then another thing, let you guys, the media community, remember that the guys who were here a few days before conducting the so-called press conference, they are non-individuals, that just some power-hungry blithering bastards. All they are after is peddling ill-founded rumors that are ciphers who want to become digits. Thank you.
Any question?
Yes. Media reports and as you have confirmed, President Trump was expelled from ZANU. As ZICOSU itself is an affiliate of ZANU. How they only operate smoothly as an affiliate of ZANU when the president himself was expelled. And how would that affect these students if everyone
Comrade, that's why our National Treasurer highlighted before that we as the National Executive, we have not met yet, and we shall not allow the media to deliberate for us. We shall not allow the Politburo to deliberate for us. We are going to sit as ZICOSU and to make a decision. And when we make that decision, we are going to inform them of the outcome of our decisions. As for now, President is still going to represent the needs.
That's that I don't dispute completely.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
What I'm asking is how will we expel you from ZANU-PF, not from
ZANU-PF has got its own constitution.
Yes.
Zakarosiyana.
but you're an affiliate.
We are an affiliate to the ZANU-PF Youth League.
Ideological. Take note of the word ideological. We are ideologically affiliated to ZANU-PF. Our ideology is more you will see that there is nothing like the word ZANU-PF, but we are ideologically affiliated to it. That's why we always go to this federal movement celebrations. Our president is our chancellor, is our party. So we are ideologically affiliated to ZANU-PF.
With our mandate, we are patriotic students who believes in the revolutionary ideology of ZANU-PF.
So if the president is your patron and the other guy was expelled from ZANU-PF, doesn't have influence, then influence you to remove from the Congress?
Its influence in deciding the affairs of the union. The union decides on itself. It has structures, it has procedures. Students make the decisions because the union has structures. Not the Politburo can decide the cost of the students of ZICOSU, but ZICOSU goes through its structures, through its secretariat posts, it deliberates, it decides, it comes up with an outcome, and then we inform you of what that outcome will be.
National spokesperson wezinasu achireva iye kuti isusu sezikosu toda kubatana nezinasu munono hazvifi zvakakona mvura neoira hazvifi zvakabatana. Isusu sezikosu tinoita zvinodiwa nemusangano wedu weZANU-PF. Zinasu vanoseva mainterest eMDC, hatina patikambogara pasi tikati toda kubatana nezinasu.
Your friend next to Jamba was busy. Yes, my brother is
I don't know. If you are serving students' interest, why are you explicitly highlighting first that you are like oil and water? Are you serving the interest of ZANU-PF? Neither now serving the interest of FDC. And when
We differ on ideological means, we are not radical as ZINASU is. ZINASU, they are good. That are being built by our own government, and we as ZICOSU atili kuita zvinhu zvakadaro. Isusu nezinasu atili takabatana.
just does it mean that you are ZICOSU is a puppet of ZANU-PF?
It's not a puppet. It's not a puppet. Maybe MDC ZINASU. Let me clarify that completely. Actually, MDC is a puppet of ZINASU. If you go and reread the images of MDC, you'd find that it is invested in ZINASU itself, other than the other way around when it comes to ZANU-PF and ZICOSU. What we seek to do, to emancipate our students, hatisi kuda kudzvanyirira mastudents. Wotiweleta rume wavakigwa negovernment uchichema kuti hatina mainfrastructure muZimbabwe. Ndinosemuleta rume unoenda uchitema nematombo uchiti kwanzi ndanyimwa sadza kana kuti pane zvakakosheka. Aiero, isusu tinobhiliva mukunyora tsamba, togara pasi nevakuru vedu. Vakuru seta problem yakadai, tokumbura mutigadzirisei. Unless they maybe sister from radical means that they employ, maybe, but we might not, and we are never going to unite with us.
Motto and vision, above our birthright. It is ZICOSU. We say education is our birthright. Just like our president, Comrade Arachi Mugabe, he empowered us the right for education. We don't go for struggle. We believe in dialogue.
I don't get the sense of it. Because if you are advocating for the students' rights, they are advocating for students' rights.
How do you know that ZICOSU is advocating for the students?
How do you know that ZICOSU is advocating?
Because NGC is a puppet of ZICOSU. Doesn't it make sense on its own?
ZICOSU, they are just it's a mafia group masquerading as a student organization
in pursuit of vested interests. All they just want is to get away with the $20, 50 bond coin or something else from MDC.
That's their mandate.
Two more questions. One in the question. Yeah.
Mine is more directed on the issue of election. The last group, I don't know whether it's Ghost Mafia or but what I want to ask is, they pointed out that you, as the president, you misused the fund which you were given for national election for the campaign branches.
That's right, yeah, do that. Jambai, you came to our national conference last year on the 4th of February at Hala Selas Hotel. He was there. Around the 5th, I was sworn into the office by the Minister of Education. That is Opa in Chinguri, General Poly, where they function with students. And my was there, was almost as the National Public Relations Officer. Sakamareta Kalan, don't be hippie. Interim Yamsa Kalan, be hippie. Looks at the National Congress. Our former president, Farem Teliso, is another former president who was in English.
And to make it clear, not supposed to match. There is only one supposed. It's match is not part of course.
My brother, the last question.
Just all this
There's no infighting. The moment you put the word infighting, you seem as if match is within ZICOSU structure. It's not within ZICOSU structures. So rather refer to it as external fighting.
So at the end of the day, the needs of the students are they able to be realized?
We are a very busy team, my brother. Each and every day when we wake up, what got into our ears is the people that they send us to represent them. They are facing a lot of challenges on various campuses. And like my colleague has said, we are currently working with the corporate world to come up with this ZICOSU Student Chat Fund, in which we are mobilizing some funds to pay fees for the less privileged. Where can my parents get a stipendous sum of $1,000? Hakuna, ni mabasa hapa Dar es Salaam. So we're a busy team. Saka all these malicious lines, believe me, my friends, we are very busy each and every day working for the betterment of the students. I think.
Yeah, okay. So in the State of the Union address, you talked about issues that are affecting students, and you mainly touched on two issues. The first one was the issue of the poly and other colleges sending away students because they are not meeting some educational requirements, which I think is mathematics, right? And then you talked of the issue of fees and all that. But then you said you're appealing to the ministry on the issue of fees, but then you didn't say anything on the issue of the requirements, which again I think is mathematics. So my question then becomes, are you going to let that issue go or what? Because I didn't get that back.
My friend, is it not common sense that if you are an institution, like a poly, University of Zimbabwe, whatever, around Zimbabwe, whenever you enroll students, you clearly state all those things you will consider for a student to undertake a certain program. Right, it is not mathematics. They accepted them without mathematics. Right now, no 2 years work mathematics. Requirements if you have accepted them without mathematics, let them pursue their studies without mathematics. and let the industry define what it expects from a student in a certain field whenever they go for attachment or they look for employment than the ministry or the institution.
Okay, my brother. Let me just conclude by saying that the reason why needs ZICOSU is because the interest again, he wants to see the students rebel against the president, Robert Mugabe. He won't say this back at Zimbabwe. Could I shall destroy to them, and that's what he's doing. So you know, my students, this leadership of Jagarama, so that's not really our president, our chancellor. Nobody here to let them movements. You don't look at Zimbabwe, I pull 1,000, whatever 2,000 students, why will you march and wait in the streets? No. Thank you. We will thereby conclude our press conference. All those ones, my papers,